too. My name is Aaron. Fun fact about me, I grew up in Arkansas, which is also a very white state. It is so white, in fact, that the most famous black person from Arkansas is Bill Clinton. And the most famous Asian person from Arkansas is me. Yeah. Yo, true story. I was the most famous Asian person from Arkansas until 2020, because that's when this movie called Minari came out. And if you haven't seen Minari, all you need to know, the director, he's Korean. He grew up in Arkansas, so when he released Minari, I became the least famous Asian from Arkansas. Yeah, a lot of people ask me, like, what's the difference between Arkansas and New York City? And I have to say it's the sports. Like, everyone in Arkansas really loves football, and everyone in New York City really loves yelling. Like, the official sport of New York City is just like, fuck you, fuck you! Everyone, that's it. Yeah, I haven't been back to Arkansas recently though. There's still so many pockets of Arkansas that are like very Republican, very pro-South, very pro-Confederacy. It's crazy because these groups have always been saying like, the South will rise again. And it did, by 1,000 cases a day. I did go to Chicago recently though, a great city. I love Chicago because it's a lot like New York City, but on medium difficulty. A little nicer. Yeah, I was there visiting my sister. She's doing remote therapy right now, which is cool. But her walls are kind of thin, so it was great getting therapy for free that sometimes applied to me. Like, I don't have anxiety, but now I know how to deal with it professionally. Yeah, I don't have anxiety. I did have a really serious video game addiction back in 2019. It was so serious that I joined a behavior addiction support group. It was a pretty diverse group. There were 12 alcoholics and 1 video game addict. Like, when I didn't show up, the group just had an AA meeting. My group leader, he was like, Aaron, what you should do is you should find a hobby to replace your addiction. And I was like, cool, I'm going to start drinking. Fun times. I learned a lot about myself this past year. Like, I learned I'm the kind of guy people feel comfortable approaching if they have a question. Because one night I was getting mugged in my apartment elevator, and while the guy was looking through my wallet, he asked me, like, what's the difference between a debit card and a credit card? Kind of vibe I give off. It's been a fun few years learning about myself. I am trying to take better care of my body and my health because I went to a doctor recently, and she discovered that my heartbeats are irregular, so every third beat comes too early. Basically, my heart sounds like white people trying to clap in rhythm. Yeah. I think I got these heart issues from my dad. He also has like some heart problems. My dad, super practical guy. He always tried preparing me for adult life by teaching me like a lot of things as a kid, such as like how to change a tire on your car and how to build a patio. But I feel like the only thing he didn't prepare me for was moving to New York City, where no one has a car or patio. Yeah. Not making a lot of money right now, so I'm doing a lot of things to try to fake it till I make it. Like, have you all ever Googled something just to make Google think your life's going well? Like every few days I just open a new tab and I'm like, offshore bank account. Tax evasion. Like, I don't want Google to think I'm a billionaire. It kind of makes me mad how all these billionaires, they're spending so much money trying to go to space. You know, like Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, they ruined aliens for me. Because now I know the only aliens who can afford to go to space are the rich ones. So like, if an alien comes to Earth, it's just gonna look like Jeff Bezos, but green. It's gonna be like Elon Musk with 2 heads. Somehow still dating Grimes. Yeah, I started dating again, and I feel like as I'm getting older, I'm getting pickier about who I want to date. Like now, I only want to date people who have roughly the same size lips as I do. Because if you're making out with someone with lips that are a lot bigger, you can never get the full thing, okay? You always get a part. It feels like when you bite into a burger, but you don't get the meat. She's enjoying it. On the other hand, it's like if you're making out with someone with smaller lips, you're getting the top and bottom all the time. It's like, are we making out, or am I giving you CPR? Yeah. I'm also been getting into this new thing called age play. You know what this guy knows? Yeah, age play, it's where you are one age and pretend to be another in bed. So, for example, I just turned 27, but I like to pretend I'm 25. Health insurance is so good. Yeah, I did get a new roommate over the pandemic. This new roommate, he's a voice actor, so oftentimes I'll hear him rehearsing these ads for Spotify. Like I'll walk in the living room and he's like, at Domino's, you can get a 2-topping pizza for $9.99. You know, which is so annoying because I paid for Spotify Premium to not hear ads anymore. It was a stressful time moving during COVID because not everyone has the vaccine. You know, like I understand not getting the vaccine in the beginning because I was that way. Like the closest vaccination site to me in the beginning was in Staten Island. And it's like, I don't know if you've been to Staten Island before, but they didn't like Asian people before COVID. Early adopters. All right, too dark. I'll leave you on these two. You know, being Asian in America is pretty tricky sometimes. There are a lot of moments where I do feel caught in between 2 worlds. And those 2 worlds specifically are In-N-Out and Shake Shack. I didn't grow up with either one, I don't know. But it's been a crazy time because the general elections were on Tuesday. You know, Michelle Wu, first Asian woman, also first non-white guy to be mayor of Boston. Woohoo, yeah. Breaking glass ceilings and bamboo ceilings. Yeah, it's an actual term. But it's crazy seeing Asian, I feel like it's very hard for Asian people to break out of the bamboo ceiling because bamboo grows back so quickly. All right, thank you very much, everyone.